Welcome to the channel Learning R is Fun. In our last 5 videos, we have learnt about the tidyverse set of packages to build pipes and thereafter how to manipulate data using dplyr verbs such as select, filter, slice, group and arrange. In this video, we will gain some essential knowledge about R graphics system as provided in base R and some of the arrangements for color. R has 3 systems of graphics: base system, lattice and grid. We will study only the base system, which prints this chart on the screen. Of course, you can save it as PDF, PNG, etc. and use it elsewhere. There are 2 packages involved in the base R. One is graphics, another is graphics devices. Graphics provides the plotting functions such as plot, hist, box plot, etc. among many others. And graphic devices basically help us to save the file into PDF or PostScript or PNG, etc. When it comes to charting, we have only 2 steps. We have to initialize the plot, then add content to the plot. In the initializing step, we have to specify what is to be drawn, where and how. We have high-level plotting functions which do the main job of making a plot, and low-level functions will add something to that plot which is already created. For example, if we have sales data for several months, we can use a bar chart. Then we can indicate the target set by making a line, that is using a low level function. This chart shows some of the high level and low level functions, some of which we will be examining in RStudio. While customizing the plot, we have various things to customize. The box feature helps us to tell whether this graph is going to be contained inside a complete box or only you will show the left hand side and bottom line or other combinations. Title will help us to show the title for the chart, and then we can also set margins. We can use the symbols like you want plus symbol or triangle, etc. for different variables using PCH parameter. We can give the names for x-axis, y-axis and individual columns, etc. And we can set various features of x-axis also. So some of these parameters we can set globally using PAR function. So we will see these things in the RStudio. Next, I am just giving you some idea. Say for example PCH, that is the character which you want to show as a point. It may be a circle or triangle. The value PCH value is 2, it will be a triangle. Colors, again 1 to 8 different colors are there which can be recycled. Character expansion, the size of the character can be shown like this. And then this is line type. You want a solid line or dashed lines or combination of dash and dot, etc. We can also set margins using margin and concatenation function, bottom, left, top, right. You can give the values. Similarly, outer margin we can set up using OMA argument. So these things you can indicate. These arguments will be given inside par function. When it comes to color, R can allow you to use RGB values, that is 3 values for red, green and blue, or you can use the names of the colors, or you can use a color palette which can be either HSV color space or HCl color space, that is hue saturation value or hue chroma and luminance. The HCl colors are better than HSV colors, and each of these scheme there are palettes, and palettes is a set of colors already made for us. we can name the palette, and in that palette we can use the colors. Apart from that, there are packages such as R Color Brewer, Viridis, etc. We can install those packages and then use the colors, some of which we can see during the RStudio. With this background, let's go to RStudio. We have got the script in RStudio. For today's session, let's start with browsing a particular website where you get to know about the colors. Here, we've got the details of the various color names such as red 3, etc. and a hexadecimal code for such a color, and which also can be explained using RGB function wherein you give 3 values, maximum is 255, or it can be given as a fraction between 0 to 1 like 0.8 and 0.0, that also gives the red 3. And you can also mention using colors function and an index 555. So any of this is going to give you the red 3 color. And further, the sheet is also explaining, you can get an idea of the color, the name of the color, the hexadecimal code for that, the RGB code for this. You can also download these things and then keep this as a record so that you can refer to this and use the colors. I'll go back to RStudio. Now we can use a function called colors. So RStudio tells us 657 colors which you can use in the functions like slate blue 2 or slate blue 4, etc. Using that sheet which we have discussed here, you can have a glance at that color also, or you can use it and then try it. When you say distinct is false, it means some of these colors are going to give the same value. Names may be different. So you can see unique names means you have to say distinct is true. Then you will not get this many. Now we will move on. In this session, we are going to discuss about the various high level functions for graphics. At the same time, we will use colors also. Therefore, the discussion will be on both the topics. We will start off by creating 3 vectors which are basically sales of milk, cheese and other products of XYZ Dairy Incorporation Company, and this incorporation has got sales figures in thousands of dollars and month is from January to June. So these 6 values are there in XYZ, and we'll create these things first. So we'll clear the console. So we'll execute these 3 statements x, y, z, m. So all these variables have been created. Now we'll start off with a bar plot. In bar plot, you can have different types of bar plots. Now I'm going to start with a matrix. So when I'm using a matrix of these 3 data, so all this data I'm concatenating, and I am saying n column is 3. So there will be 3 columns of data. First column will be this, second column will be this, third column will be this. By default, you know, in matrix they will be filled by column measure, and beside is false. What is this beside? This you will understand when we are actually plotting it. Now we have plotted. Figure margins are too large, that's because we have minimized this, so we'll make it big. And now we'll execute this command once again. So we have got 3 columns, right? The first columns, there are 6 figures. All these figures are stacked on each other, on top of each other, correct? So here 123 is there, 145 is there, 176, 193, 203 and 227. You can see these are the various values. Don't get confused with this 1000 here. It is stacked on top of each other. Naturally, when you add, you get the cumulative figure like this. Now we are going to build on this. The same thing, when I say beside is true, what happens you can see. You get each bar, each value will have its own bar, and by the side of that the second value will come. So you have grouped bars here. So the same bar plot function with the argument beside, we can change it in different ways. Now we'll go on, add something more to this. This is a plain chart. I am going to add names. Names.arg, there is a argument, and that in bar plot, when you type bar plot and then put a tab, then you will see various arguments. One argument is names.arg. That is, you can give each group the name. So I am going to give this, execute this, let's see. So I am getting for each group milk for the 6 months, the sales went on like this. For cheese, the sales was like this. For others, the sales was like this. Okay. Now you understood, we can add arguments to the plot and accordingly the plot changes. The same thing, now I am going to use one more argument, legend.text is m. When I do that, what happens? I am getting a legend for each color. There is an explanation. It's Jan, February, because m basically is for months, which we have defined like that. You can see month ABB.1:6. So that constants we already defined. Therefore, this color basically is Jan. So you get one more addition to the plot. Okay. Now we'll add one more thing. This time we'll add colors. Color rainbow 6. What is this rainbow 6? We'll get to know more. In the slide I have explained. This is a color palette. Now we'll use this bar plot, and now this time we have applied the colors. So different colors are, the 6 colors are there, and as per you can get to know January is by red and February by yellow and so on. The same thing, instead of using this rainbow colors, I am using cm.colors, cyan and magenta combination. Let's execute this statement. Now we got other type of colors, because color we have changed here. Now we are going to draw some more plots, but before that let me have all the plots together, for which I am using a parameter function where m of row I am giving a dimension of 2 by 3. That means 2 rows and 3 columns. So there will be 6 plots, and each plot will have to take a place. One plot will be here, 2 rows, therefore second plot should be here, third plot should be here. So 3 columns. Similarly, one plot will be here, another one will be here, another one will be here. So that's what we are going to get. So let us define this bar function. Also, line width I am saying 2. When I say line width is 2, it means the width of the line, whatever standard width is there, that is to be made twice. The line should be thicker. Okay. Now we will draw the bar plot of x only, and color is, we will give a color name this time, and then we will give a main. Main is the title for the chart, which is given in the top. Sub is the title, which is given in the bottom. X lab is for the x-axis understanding. Y lab is for the y-axis understanding. Y-axis title. Okay. Now so we have got the y-axis title here, x-axis months Jan to June, and year 2020 is the subtitle, and during Jan to June XYZ Dairy Products Inc. This is the title here. Okay. Now by adjusting these sizes of the titles using CEX, we can make it to come inside the allocated space. Now in this chart, I am going to draw one line which is H is equal to 40. So that is the target set, and all the sales have gone beyond the target. So a nice situation. At least in our imagination, let's have like this. In the real world, it is not this way. Now in this line also, I am going to add some feature. Here line type I am saying 2. Line type 1 is solid, line type 2 is dash, and 3 is something else. We have seen in the slide, and color is yellow. So let me do this. So upline function is a lower level function. There is a plot already made. To that plot, we have added something more using lower level function. There we have given different parameters. According to the parameters, these things have changed. Now let us do one more bar plot. This time I am giving color using RGB, and values are given like this, decimals 0 to 1. Now I am giving values 0 to 255, another bar plot. I am getting another bar plot like this. One more I am going to give, this time color I am going to give using a hexadecimal code. Another time I am going to give colors. This time I will give using colors function and an index. One more, this time I am individually giving the color names. So I have given only 3 color names. So what happens is R will know how to recycle it. So green, red, brown and blue, the same thing is getting repeated. Now we have set the graph area as 2 by 3 matrix, and now that we have to restore, otherwise every graph will be like this. So we will say M of row C11, that means the entire area 1 row and 1 column, that means one single figure, and line width I am going to restore it to 1. So we have understood certain aspects of the charting and then adding parameters, etc., adding colors. Now in R, the color spaces can be given using contiguous color values, for which we can use HSV or HCl. Now we will see some of this. Bar plot X, color is 1:6. This is one bar plot I am going to draw. Another bar plot, this time I am going to use a palette, rainbow 6. Next time I am going to give heat color 6, then terrain colors, then topo colors, and then CM colors. So all these heat colors, terrain colors, all these things are the available colors under the HSV scheme. Now we will see HCl scheme. Before going into it, let me see what are the various palettes available in HCl using this function HCl.pals. So you can see about 110 names are there. So this many palettes are there. So depending on requirement, we can use a appropriate palette. Now by the way, palette is a combination of colors. So we can ask what is palette. So R is going to explain what is palette. This is the question, palette, and it is telling what is palette. View or manipulate the color palette which is used when call is equal to, has a numeric index and supporting functions. So we can understand various examples are also given here. Palette basically is a set of colors. We can set the set of colors according to our requirements, or we can use ready-made palettes. Now, currently which palette is under use? For that, you can use a palette function. We are asking, then it is saying 8 colors are under use now. This color and these hexadecimal code colors are available. Last one is gray 62. And suppose we want, what are the palette names? Built-in palette names already available with R. So here you see, these are the built-in palette names. You can use these palette names and then work upon it. Like how to use a palette name, we can see palette value is classic Tableau. I have used one which is already available. So this function, when I am saying, when I am using this, now palette is set. Now let us ask what colors are there in this palette. So these colors are different from the colors which you already had earlier. Now these colors are different because we have changed the palette as classic Tableau. It is time for us to wind up this session today, and in the next session we will continue our discussions. We will see how to use various packages for applying colors to our plots and what possibilities are there, what types of plots can be drawn using R. Thanks for watching. Bye from